On the news tonight, Federal Ministry of Education unveils digital platform to strengthen data management in the education sector. Taisha Federal University of Education formally invests Vice Chancellor. A pleasant good evening to you and welcome to the 7 p.m. news coming to you from Everyday Station. I am Fatima Hassan. Thank you for joining us today. Timely, reliable and evidence-based information remain essential for effective planning and improved service delivery in the education sector. It is in this regard that digitalized Nigerian Education Management Information System, a digital portal designed to track every school, learner and teacher, as well as every investment, was launched by the Ministry of Education. Christina Akonde's report is here presented.
For years, efforts to plan and improve education in Nigeria were often constrained by fragmented and incomplete data. Decisions on where to build schools, deploy teachers, identify out-of-school children, and monitor learning outcomes were made without a comprehensive national picture, leaving critical gaps unnoticed and many learners unaccounted for. Now, for the first time, Nigeria has established a single secured and centralized platform that consolidates education data across basic, secondary, tertiary, and non-formal education levels. Through the newly digitized data repository, National Education Management Information System, DNEMIS, every learner is assigned a unique student identification number, enabling seamless tracking throughout their educational journey.
And I have to emphasize that this data is meant for the state to use. We're not using this collecting data just for purpose of data collection. We want this data to help for planning, intervention, and monitoring of outcomes.
The magic of this system is that it's a school-based system. So every school can key in their own data. Every school knows their own children, and every school can follow up with children who don't go to school.
One thing that MBS should be doing to support this platform is to ensure quality of the data through this validation.
Built on a globally trusted platform with the support of key stakeholders and international partners, DNEMIS digitizes the annual school census and replaces manual reporting processes with a single integrated national education database.
Effective leadership remains the driving force behind the growth and global competitiveness of every institution. In a move to consolidate its position as Nigeria's premier university of education, the Taisha Federal University of Education, Ijebu, has formally invested Professor Samuel Oladipo as its sixth Vice Chancellor. Correspondents who covered the ceremony at the University State Fund Hall reports that the new Vice Chancellor promised purposeful and transformational leadership to position the institution for greater academic excellence. The report. The Premier University of Education in Nigeria, Taisha Federal University of Education, Tasford, Ijebu, Ogun State, has officially invested its sixth substantive Vice Chancellor, Professor Samuel Oladipo, making him the institution's first Vice Chancellor since its transition to a federal university. The colorful ceremony, held at the Tate Fund Hall of the university, attracted former Vice Chancellors, members of the university management, traditional rulers, captains of industry, alumni, staff, students, and other dignitaries. Administering the oath of office, the Pro-Chancellor and the Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Ramon Bello, presented the instruments of office and the mace, the symbol of the Vice Chancellor's authority, formally inaugurating Professor Samuel Oladipo as the sixth substantive Vice Chancellor. In his inaugural address, Professor Oladipo pledged purposeful, accountable, and transformational leadership to sustain the university's vision and the aspiration of its founding fathers. He identified financial sustainability, digital transformation, academic and research excellence, staff welfare, and campus environment as key priorities of his administration.
I accept this responsibility with full awareness of the demands of the time and with an unwavering commitment to advancing the vision of this university. We shall deepen our relationships with industries, expand international collaborations, strengthen alumni engagement, and reinforce our turn-down philosophy.
The wife and daughter of the new Vice-Chancellor, alongside others, described him as humble, disciplined and visionary. They expressed confidence in his leadership and urged him to foster unity among teaching and non-teaching staff to move the university to greater heights.
To try as much as possible to do the best that he can do, especially to position himself in a position where he will be able to do what it is required of him, especially in this new assignment.
I'm wishing my dad all the best in this new tenure. I pray that God is going to grant him wisdom and God is going to strengthen him for this new position.
The investiture also featured colorful cultural performances by students of the university, showcasing Nigerians' rich cultural heritage, while the new Vice-Chancellor received gifts in celebration of his assumption of office in Ijebu. Congratulations to the new Vice-Chancellor. May your days be long. The Awujala Interregnum Administrative Council has announced the schedule for the 2026 Annual Agemo Festival in Ijebu Land. A statement signed by the Secretary of the Council, Chief Oluwaranti Oshifeso, indicated that the annual traditional festival, which promotes peace, unity and progress of Ijebu Land, will commence from Saturday, 4th of July to Thursday, 9th of July 2026. The week-long event, according to the statement, will feature rich cultural activities, including traditional rites, processions of the Agemo along designated routes, various cultural displays, and the convergence of indigents and visitors across all major towns and communities in Ijebu Land. The Central Bank of Nigeria has revoked the operating license of 46 microfinance banks with effect from July 1st, 2026. A statement by Acting Director, Compare Communication Department of the bank, Akama Sidi Ali, says the action approved by CBN Governor Mr. Olayemi Kadoso under the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act, BOFIA 2020, followed the affected institutions' failure to meet the regulatory requirements for continued operation. The reasons include insufficient assets to meet liabilities, failure to maintain the required minimum capital, prolonged inactivity, unauthorized closure of operations, and failure by some affected banks to commence operations within 12 months of receiving their license. The CBN says the revocation is part of ongoing efforts to protect depositors, strengthen financial sector stability, and ensure that all licensed financial institutions comply with regulatory standards. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has called on media organizations and journalists to take the lead in exposing vote buying before and during the August 15 Osun State governorship election as part of effort to curb the electoral offense and safeguard the integrity of the poll. The Commission made the appeal during an interactive forum with media executives, producers, reporters, and on-air personalities in Osogbo. Kayode Oladosho has the details.
It was a dialogue designed to provide an opportunity for constructive engagement with the media community in Osun State towards a credible August 15 governorship election in the state. In his address, the National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Malam Mohammed Kudu Aruna, represented by the Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Babalola, described the Osun governorship election as an important test ahead of the 2027 general elections.
INEC is doing its part. We are asking the media to do theirs. INEC is working in close coordination with the EFCC and DSS to investigate, arrest, and prosecute perpetrators of electoral bribery.
Media professionals expressed confidence in INEC's preparations for the governorship poll.
The media stations and media outlets, print, electronic, or digital, to continue to assist INEC to ensure that the result of the election we shall be having on August 15 will be far more better than what was recorded in Ekiti State.
The forum also featured technical sessions on election day procedures, beavers, operations, and media accreditation process facilitated by INEC officials in Osogbo, Kayode Oladushu, NTA News.
We'll be back after the commercial break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. As cyber threats continue to evolve in scale and sophistication, safeguarding Nigerians' digital space becomes as securing its territorial borders. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the Nigerian Army is therefore strengthening efforts to upscale cyber defense capabilities and prepare personnel to tackle emerging threats in the digital domain. The report.
Field has expanded beyond land, sea, air into cyberspace, where attacks can be launched within seconds across vast distance. The cyber domain is currently being exploited by terrorists and criminal groups for recruitment and the spread of extremist ideology. Combating evolving security threats are the focus of the 4th edition of the Cyber Security Seminar organized by the Nigerian Army Cyber Warfare School.
As cyberspace continues to evolve, the need for robust cybersecurity measures has become more critical than ever before. This reality underscores the necessity for government institutions, the military, and other stakeholders to collaborate in developing effective strategies for preventing, detecting, and responding to cyber threats.
The Nigerian Army recognizes that future security successes will depend not only on kinetic operations, but also on our ability to dominate the information and cyber domains. Through investments in cyber infrastructure, specialized training, technological innovation, and strategic partnerships, we are repositioning ourselves to effectively confront current and future security challenges in the digital age.
Apart from knowledge sharing among the personnel, the seminar is also focused on strengthening national security and promoting cyber threat resilience. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The ECOWAS drug use report for 2025 has revealed an increasing trend in drug abuse in the sub-region, with marijuana, once lethal and emerging ones, wreaking havoc among young people. The reports being validated in Abuja also highlighted the significant misuse of some prescription drugs like tramadol, used medically as a painkiller. Kevin Ubunaye reports.
Across West Africa, governments are battling intense drug abuse among the young population. While individual country efforts are scaling, ECOWAS is seeking a coordinated joint action. That proposal is expected to be aided by the findings of the West African Epidemiology Network on Drug Use (WENDO) report, which is being reviewed and will be launched in Dakar, Senegal later this year. The review workshop is also being used to train WENDO focal persons in ECOWAS member states on application of new tools for data collection to make their work easier.
By the time you are able to detect some of the concealment methods, new concealment methods, so it's a very complex situation. That makes it look as if people are not doing enough. But it's not like that. It's because of the changing nature, the dynamic nature, the complex, the complicated nature of the drug issues. It has so many aspects all working together. The abuse issue, the addiction issue, the money aspect of it. Some people just want money. So they are using the addiction of others to get money. So if they are able to get more people addicted to drugs, then it means that they will be buying their drugs without even looking back because they needed to support their addiction. So it's a very complex issue.
Recommendations from the report are to be made available to drug law enforcement agencies in member states for implementation. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
We've come to the end of tonight's bulletin. Join us tomorrow for more interesting stories. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.